So this is going to be two videos back to back. Again, it's still River. I think I want to talk about what it feels like when I'm co-conch, co-fronting, when I have the memories of another alter who's fronting, and that whole new perception that I'm having. So when the first distinct time an alter fronted, it was Carl, and that did not feel like myself. I know for a fact that wasn't me. It didn't feel like myself because of my behaviors and my mannerisms, but also the internal experience of like just consciousness and perception and existing. That internal experience felt very different. I felt like I was present, yes, but it felt like it was like 95% Carl and like 5% me, and I didn't understand. I think also because it was the first distinct time that whole experience was very jarring. So there was external experiences that were different. I felt my facial structure and my facial expression being different. I had distinct personality differences, such as fashion and beliefs. I spoke differently. I carried myself differently. My posture was different. Those were like outside external validation that I could turn to and be like, see, that was not me. And the internal experience felt like a different person. And I felt removed from Carl. Although I still felt anxious and Carl was picking up on my anxiety, because like I said, the experience was very jarring, Carl was mostly control of the body. Whereas when other headmates have fronted, such as Brie last night, I think I was co-conch. No, there's times when I wasn't co-conch and she felt like the same person as me, even though my mannerisms were different. I had personality differences. I wanted to wear a dress. I would never want to wear a dress. And I think this whole me thinking I'm non-binary and me exploring my femininity, I think that's just Brie. I think I'm a trans man, and I think I'm coming to terms with realizing the femininity that I'm feeling is not, and the interjection in my life of wanting to wear makeup and putting on makeup and feeling feminine, and I don't think that's me. I think that's Brie. And like a passive influence. I'm sorry if you don't know what passive influence means. It's kind of just like when an alter is not fronting, but they're kind of having an influence on your life. So last night when Brie was fronting, she felt like me, but I didn't actually. Looking back, I know it wasn't me. It's like she just didn't have the confidence to say I'm my own person, which is strange because before she fronted, she didn't want to for almost that exact reason. And I'm sorry that it manifested to be true, because she didn't want to feel foreign in this body. She didn't want to feel like she wasn't real, and that she didn't want my anxiety of feeling like me myself is making this whole symptoms that I'm feeling, and feeling like I'm multiple, that I'm making this up. She didn't want that to be forced upon her and then question her own validity. And in that moment, maybe that's a video I'll post, because Brie wanted to post a video. I'll post the video of Brielle because it's very obvious to me. Maybe not, because you guys don't look at me. You guys don't know every detail about me. I don't even know every detail about me. But you don't know how I carry myself because nobody knows me on here. Maybe it'd be obvious to my friends and family. But it'd be helpful if someone could, I know nobody's watching these videos, but if somebody does, it'd be helpful if somebody can tell me if they felt like the video Brie seems like a different person than me. So yeah, so the experience, I've had two very distinct, I don't know if distinct's the right word because with Brie it wasn't really distinct, but I've had two very opposing is the word, experiences. And although the self-doubt and the denial has gotten quieter, at least in this moment, I'm sure there's times when I'm going to be feeling like, really feeling my multiplicity, and it's not going to be so quiet. I don't remember where I was going with this, I'm sorry. I just started dissociating. So I've had two very opposing experiences, and it's not, I think also too was I would look at other systems, and I know other systems have always prefaced their videos saying every manifestation of DID is different, OSDD, no two system are the same. It's like you hear those things, but then you kind of ignore it when it's yourself. At least I did. So I would look at other systems, and I'm like, but it's either I didn't have that aha moment that is what I'm experiencing, or it's not similar to how I experience it. So I would turn to that of feeling like switching, feeling like fronting, and think, well, that's not what's going on with me. So I said all that to say I'm trying to focus on what the experience like of being co-conscious is and switching. So with switching, it starts to feel like I feel the presence of other people with me. And then there's times, like I said earlier in the video, where they want to front, but I stop it. I might have said in the last video, but I stop it. And I'm trying not to do that anymore, but the blocking is almost subconscious. Like I can't really control it. I'm working on it, guys. And then, but there's other times when it's more private, I think I had a hard time doing it on camera, but there's times where it's more private and I'm like, yes, please, like, take over. I really want this. I want you guys to front more. I want my headmates to be who they want to be, and I hope that's fronting more because I need to experience these symptoms to help me validate how I feel. So I start to feel the presence of other people, or sometimes when it was the first time I switched, Carl just, I don't remember, but it's like he just was there. I think it was, I slowly stopped feeling like myself, and then at one moment I was like, no, I'm now Carl. I think I was talking to a friend about DID and what their experience was like, because they had it. I think they don't really understand it, but they're not really focusing on it. I think from what they're explaining, they fused into one cohesive identity now. But and during that conversation, Carl was coming forward, and I started feeling less and less like myself, and then bam, I knew there was someone else in my body. And then last night with Brie, it was just like this switch, like this wash over me, like I guess I shouldn't say I because it was Brie, but it was the switching part, I suppose. I started feeling myself becoming more feminine. I wanted to hold my body differently. Another thing too, I have bad posture. And because I had bad posture, when I try to, like, this is comfortable for me. But when I sit forward, it's painful. But Carl and Brielle have very straight postures. And I remember feeling this, and I remember thinking, why doesn't it hurt when I'm sitting up? When they sit up and they can hold it forever, it doesn't bother them. So that's a little fun piece that I realized, oh, this is like another mannerism. Yeah, so with Brie, like the posture started being different. What I wanted to do, like the music I wanted to listen to. The same thing with Carl too. Carl wants to listen to a lot of rock and roll, and I don't remember. I was trying to pull her forward because I had these passive influences of the desire to look at fairy stuff, and it was just, it's hard to explain. Not really. I think if I just wrote shit down, it'd be easier. I'm so sorry. These are so messy. But it just feels like if that last night, I felt like she kind of was washing over me. And then when she fronted the whole thing, she felt like me. Like she didn't feel different. And I think because, you know, being OSDD type 1, I have all of my memories, so I know I know how each other acts and feels like. But we also, as a system, have amnesia. So, yeah. I feel Brielle. Yeah. Hi. Pish posh. River kind of explained this, but I'm very anxious to say that I'm my own identity because I feel and I have River's memories of self-denial. And one thing River didn't mention, but I had these thoughts last time too, was I know River feels the same way, where we don't have past experiences to reference, and we've always kind of felt like we weren't a person. It's a common phrase that we would say, or River would say, and so I think even River himself struggles with being an identity, and actually that is true. River has borderline personality disorder, and what time is it? We have class. Okay, we're still fine. So River has borderline personality disorder, and lack of identity is one of his main symptomologies. So I know that River himself has really struggled with his sense of identity, and being multiple, his sense of identity means being an alter. Me myself, I don't know why alter feels like such an ugly word to us. But yes. I was happy I was able to come forward. I don't know if River has said it yet, but we often hear fighting in our head. When he hears voices, it's often fighting. Sometimes it's two or more people. Ooh, someone just said really ugly things to me. Rude. But, wow. What I was going to say And now I feel river coming forward. Wow. No. One of the things I know that I'm me and river can feel my presence is I feel like I'm a fairy and there's a light that glows in me, like a fairy light or a firefly. And river can feel that warmth and that light. And that's what I hold on to when I'm fronting and I feel myself slipping. I hold on to that light and that warmth that I feel in my presence. And what I was going to say was there's often fighting in our head. And that fighting is River's not sure, and I think because that whole dissociated a couple seconds ago thing was, I think our gatekeeper, who's controlling our memories, all of them, is fighting with all of us. Like me, myself, when I wanted to front with River, I was talking to River. When we're inside, none of us know what it's like in there. None of us, it's like, you know how the host doesn't have any connection to the inner world? All of us have that feeling. When we're in there, it's almost like we're dormant until we're co-conch or near the front. But when we're in there, we don't, like when I was close to River, I don't have perception in there. River had perception of me being close to him. I didn't have, or did I? I don't remember. Oh dear. There's so much to learn. Well, this is me. I'm quite happy I got to front. I hope I get to go to class. We have math. We're not ready for this quiz that we have to do. But it will be okay. I believe in that. I think River was talking about switching, right? Yes, he was talking about switching in his experience and being Carl and being me. Now I can talk about my experience. I feel more confident right now. I know that I'm my own person, and I don't really feel River. The same feelings of, it's not that I feel like I was the same person, it's that this is all I've ever, the River spoke about this is all I've ever known. And the body, whether that be River or any one of us, doesn't remember past years and what we felt like in those moments in past years. So I can't reference past experiences in my childhood or adolescence. There's one memory in my childhood, actually. River, being a little trans man, was a tomboy. But one year, I don't quite remember why. Actually, I don't remember at all, actually. Our mother dressed us in female clothing to school. Or maybe it was me. I don't know. We went to school in female clothing, though. Very odd for us. And I felt like the whole class was looking at us, and I think I fronted because we needed someone who was feminine to be in the body. And I remember doing my little, it was childlike because I was a child, like the body was literally a child, my little cute little girl run, and really trying to almost forced my femininity because I had to go against every instinct of River. But I really enjoyed that day. And just being a sweet little girl. That's the only memory I have in childhood. Now again, I can't confidently say that was me, but I'm pretty sure that was me. Cause I even that memory I don't have connection to. I know something that happens, and I could see that person who's in that body being me. If I'm quite honest. So yes. Last night though, however, I didn't have the confidence to say it was me because, as I was saying, we don't have past experiences to really feel like ourselves, and River struggled with identity, as I was saying, for so long and still does. So I think we always just don't know who we are. I think that's a common experience. So when I was fronting yesterday, I was fronting not as understanding I was my own person, instead of just River, as I probably normally had done in the past. I'm not sure. But anyways, I feel much more confident now. Everything is just so lovely. I really can't wait. Oh, that's another thing we forgot to mention. I also saw my fairy wings on Amazon that I'm gonna buy. Yeah. I'm very excited for when to get out of this. I think he has a very good sense of style, if I'm being honest. Maybe that was forever, I don't know. But I don't think any of us besides Carl really hate how we dress. I just don't want to dress as a man. I'd rather dress as fairy, what I am. And dresses and flows and wings. And I think I want to carry lights around with me. That's how I feel. That's how I am. So yeah, it's 22 minutes. I'll stop it here. I don't think there's anything fresh I have to add. I started this video off with River, ending with me, Brielle, Ella, Brie. I'm still experimenting. My name is Brielle, but I don't know if I like variations or nicknames. But yeah, I'm gonna go change my clothes, and I look forward to being in another video. Okay, bye.